And I tell y'all,
I really like that Eli thought it was possible. Yes. 800 people were somewhere with little remote controls, like just.
I'm trying to root for for people to be employed. You say the computer. I worry for people. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Listen, I love that.
Hi, this is Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch. And when I say Pleakley, I mean it's really pathetic 59-year-old Kevin McDonald from the Kids in the Hall, stupid head. And you're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast. Woohoo!
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
the Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations.
Feel it.
We are artistic buffs and not artistic cream puffs. This is a show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us for this show. I deliver the MOWican 5+2 highlights from my latest Walt Disney World vacation. And look, this isn't your typical polish, practice, pixie dust, and Disney podcast. No way. We are not in the park giving you a play-by-play on what we think about Tiana's Bayou adventure.
That's right, Kev. We're just here to drink, talk some Disney, and find out all about your fabulous Disney vacation. And you listeners have the easy part. All you guys have to do is listen up to what Kevin thinks up while we drink up.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny. I'm Eli.
And Rachel will join us in just a little bit.
Briefly.
Yep, briefly. She had to go get some nachos on a plate.
Yes.
And look, if you want to support us, the easiest way is to leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts and or wherever you access our show. Also, be sure to like and subscribe as well as turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode of the Magic Our Way podcast. So look, enough of our jibber jabber. Let's go talk about my latest Walt Disney World experience. Welcome to The Hub, our main topic segment of our show. And as I mentioned in the intro, we will be discussing my latest trip down to Walt Disney World back in May 2024 during Memorial Day week. And just to disclose, we are recording on Sunday, June 9th. I'd like to discuss the rest of my trip in this report. However, I'm not going to do a full-on play-by-play, but rather I'm going to start a new series for us on the show called the MOWican 5+2.
Okay.
And this format could apply to history of trivia shows, news shows, trip report shows like this one. And in case you're wondering, what is with this 5+2?
I'm wondering.
I am too.
I'm on the show.
And, yeah, he just caught us off guard.
I am using this name, or I guess we will use this name, in homage to the Firehouse 5+2. And who knows who the Firehouse 5+2 is?
Me.
Who are they?
Oh, they're individual names?
No. Just like, what is it? Like, what was the Firehouse 5+2?
It was a group of Imagineers that played instruments in and around the park, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they used to do it on their breaks during lunch.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun. I'm just looking at like images on the internet right now. And like they had like posters and art. It looks awesome.
They got albums that are available on Spotify now, today.
Cool.
Like you got names like Harper Goff on banjo, Ward Kimball on trombone.
I was going to say Kimball was in there.
Yeah, Ed Penner, soprano sax and bass sax. Also, Jimmy McDonald was a drummer. If you know Jimmy McDonald, that name, the Foley name, that big names in Disney animation and stuff. All part of this little side thing that I guess it was their side gig.
Yeah.
Right? Their little side gig. They just enjoyed doing it, and they did concerts in Disneyland Park and everywhere else. But anyway, that's my homage to them. It was a Firehouse 5+2 because it was 5 original, then they added 2. And so it's total of 7. So that's what I'm going to present to you guys. The rest of my trip in the format 5+2 of my recent trip of Walt Disney World in May 2024. So give you a little background, I'll start by saying that this was a trip that I thought would not be in the cards for me, as things have gotten really expensive, as you know, and my disposable funds, much like a lot of us here, were pretty much close to, if not completely non-existent.
Yeah, my funds were just disposed.
Yeah, just gone. But the reason I wanted to go was because my oldest daughter was marching down Main Street at the Magic Kingdom for the first time with her high school band.
Yeah, you can't miss that.
Yeah, I don't want to miss the first time that she did that. Rachel, I know you and your Josh were in band. Did y'all do that? Did y'all march down Magic?
Yes, we did. It was awesome. My only complaint was that our band director at the time had like a strict policy that she wouldn't take us out of school for a trip like that. So we did it in the summer, and in polyester, non-breathable New England marching band uniforms are not what you want to wear in July in Orlando.
Wow.
Holy moly. But other than that, it was great.
Wait, now, so Josh was a drummer. You did what now in the band?
I was the drum major, so I was conducting.
Oh, wow.
What was your instrument, though, before you got drum major?
Oh, my instrument was, my marching band instrument was the alto saxophone, but I played the oboe in concert band.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah.
Double reads. Right.
All I can hear from this is that Rachel's been bossing around drummers for a long time.
That's correct. That's correct. Yes.
Unless they're shirtless.
Yes, that's also correct.
Wow.
So, the importance of me needing to be there for the first time. My wife couldn't get off because she's a school counselor, so she still had work. She had another week and a half work after they got out of school. And before Memorial Day is when all the kids get out of school up here. We don't have the whole winter snow stuff and issues and whatnot.
Yeah.
We just kind of roll through, and then we cut early, like late May, and then we get back like early August back into school, where I think you guys go a little bit later. But yeah, so my wife still has to work. She has to do a lot of the end of the year wrap up stuff. So it was only going to be me and my two younger daughters. My oldest daughter was going to be traveling with the band with her friends and stuff. So this was her first trip to the Disney World. And so I wanted to make sure that I was there to represent the family, that we were there to support my oldest daughter in her first time doing this. So it actually ended up being a nice daddy-daughter bonding trip for me and the two younger ones, man. It was really, really cool.
Very nice.
And so in case if you're new to the show, I have 3 daughters. In fact, all of us have daughters here. I think Rachel's the only one that has a son. So, shout out to girl dads and all that.
Yes.
And whatnot. But by the skin of our teeth, we were able to make it work somehow. And, I took on more performing gigs than usual, and I got it done, set a budget, and went at it, man. So I just want to present some of my 5+2 highlights. If you want to do the math, it's 7.
Okay.
5+2 highlights from my trip. Okay? So here we go. Number 1, and this is no particular order, but I will number it just to hold me honest to 7.
Okay.
Number 1, Frontierland Shooting Arcade.
Yes.
Got to do it.
Did it.
That is my first highlight. That's what I'm leading off with. I had to make sure I saw it before it goes away or whatever the hell is going to happen to it.
Gotcha.
God, I don't blame you.
My reaction is still as awesome as ever. I made to shoot enough for all of us here.
I appreciate
I
that.
shot up, I shot down, I shot to the left, the right, center, everything.
Wow.
I shot my shot.
Oh.
And I was in the room when it happened.
Damn,
And it was awesome.
Oh, that just happened.
I even tried Rachel's technique.
Oh.
I posted a picture in the group, if you're in the MOWican Pleasure Island group.
Yes.
And I was able to hit some things.
You hit something.
I hit some things.
On purpose?
I was trying.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to aim when you got the butt like on your shoulder. But, I tried to bazooka it and just went at it. And I got something.
Good.
I might have gotten the generous gun that Josh got. So who knows?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I did that. I did the Rambo double guns technique.
Mm-hmm.
My kids did the same thing, And I taught my youngest. It was my youngest first time to actually do it. And she really had a lot of fun. And I taught her the trick about leaving it in the cradle that it's in and just kind of aiming that way. And she was able to hit some things. She was very proud about that. Made the little crow go. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
But yeah, it's still a lot of fun. And as long as it exists there, I will continue to partake in it because that's the one that I grew up doing. But if it goes away, then I'll make sure to still hit the one in Disneyland.
Right there
Wherever
with your buddy.
Yeah.
Did your kids say, Dad, this is fun, but this is nowhere near as much fun as shooting your guns out into the property back at your house?
Out in the woods, in the sky.
No, they didn't say that. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
see, listeners, for those who don't know, Kevin owns a lot of guns. Kevin's got an arsenal at his
I
house.
do own some of my firearms.
And he lives in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like in the woods, like places where, if you were to go visit Kevin at night, there are the only lights you are driving by are those that are in your car.
Or the ones that reflect off critters' eyes.
Exactly.
Which some critters can be very scary.
Yeah, some. Kevin lives in critter country. That is
there.
true.
I do.
No disrespect, Kevin. I mean, with all disrespect.
They aren't playing musical instruments yet, right?
No.
I'm the only. My family's the only critters that play in the in the woods.
They jumping off those 20-foot trees, landing on your car like, ah! Like, what is that thing? It's scary.
We're all scared to visit Kevin at night.
But during the zombie apocalypse, we're coming straight to you.
Oh,
That's
100%.
probably safest,
Yes.
because the critters be hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it all locked out. We worked out that plan.
But anyway, so that was my first highlight.
Nice.
I gotta hit it. That's one of the things I always got to do.
All
My
right.
next highlight, number 2, Disney Dreams That Soar. This is the nighttime drone show that takes place in Disney Springs.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
so
It
jealous.
happens over Village Lake, otherwise referred to as Lake Buena Vista. It was absolutely freaking awesome to see. I mean, I've been a fan of the Disney drone shows for, watching them on video. But in person, it's a whole nother level because it's like right there. It's in my face. And you
Yeah.
can hear the little buzzing.
Oh,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You hear the buzzing, little cute buzzing. But it's just right there, large as life, just doing the things,
That's cool.
And just to preface, I'll mention this. They usually do 2 performances each evening, 9 p.m. and a 10:45 p.m. The day we decided to go, it was a very, very windy day. So they actually canceled the 9 p.m.
Oh.
So everybody went to the 10:45. So it was like super packed. Like Rachel, when I was texting you, like, oh, where's the best place to stand? It didn't matter what time I went or where I stood. It was freaking packed because everybody wanted to see. And thankfully, it ran the 10:45 show.
Good.
But man, the colors, the music, and the images and the effects that take place are freaking awesome. It was all amazing to me because not only do these little drones create shapes in the sky like a marching band, like on a football field, but they can also act like pixels of a monitor screen.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I mean. At one point in the show, the drones all line up in 10 long strips of rectangles, about 4 drones wide and 20 drones high, spaced evenly apart. It took on the 70s colors, and there was 70s music playing, and it was the Guardians of the Galaxy portion of the show. And the reason why I mention this is because each drone acts as a pixel and starts to portray shadow versions of each of the Guardians dancing. Like fluid. Yeah, it was like you're looking at a monitor screen, and they were dancing fluidly. Like you wouldn't know, it doesn't look choppy like it's pixelated or anything else. Cool. But it was just, you see them, they're all dancing to music. You see Star-Lord, you see the raccoon, you hear Rocket and all that.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
And all those guys, it was just like, wow, this is really happening like in the sky. And these drones are doing all this stuff. It's a really, really, really awesome effect.
It looks so cool. And they don't charge.
It's free.
Disney's not making anything on that other than like everybody's in Disney Springs spending money, but that's optional. You could just show up park for free and go see this show, and it looks so awesome. I'm really excited to see it someday.
That's great.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually only running. So if anybody is interested in seeing it, it's actually only running until September right now. But hopefully it'll get extended.
Yeah, I think this is more or less like a little test, and they're going to expand it.
And then they're going to bring it into the parks where you have to pay to see it.
Yeah, I was going to say, then they're going to charge you. Yeah.
I'm hoping it comes to Animal Kingdom.
Ooh.
Oh, that would
be a great nighttime.
It's a good fit.
Yes,
it's a good fit.
It's a very
it won't
good fit.
bother the animals either.
That's 100% true. Yes, that would be a great nighttime show.
Right over Pandora.
Right over that little section of water. They can't figure where they do the kite tails, or they can't figure out quite what to do with it.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, that'd be freaking awesome.
So you've seen World of Color, right?
No, I have not seen World of Color.
You have not?
I have not.
I was going to say World of Color or Drone Show, but okay.
I have not. That's one show I have yet to see, in which I will do it one day because I do want to see it.
Well, I'd be curious to know the answer to that.
Well, look, to get a little meta, I present a MOWican 5+2 of the Disney Dreams That Soar show. Credit to Drone XL for these facts, because and for anybody who's wondering, Drone XL is a prominent news outlet for Drone Fan Universe, much like we are part of the Disney Fan Universe. So anyway, here we go. 5+2 facts about this thing. It is short but mighty.
Okay.
It is a 9-minute show that uses 800 drones to create stunning images and animations of over 30 recognizable Disney characters from the worlds of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars.
800?
800 drones are up in the air. And it's cool because when the show starts, you see them coming off from wherever they're launching from. And they're all just kind of drifting over the water ever slowly, and you hear the slow music. And it's like they're just like sparkling as they come through. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's a shape.
I wonder, I guess you could address this. Yeah. So does that mean there's like 800 individuals doing the thing? Or is it like one big control center somewhere?
Oh no, there's like a computer brain running it all.
Yeah, they're all pre-programmed.
Yeah,
I mean, man, Skynet in it again.
Skynet's doing it, man.
Yeah, but I tell y'all,
I really like that Eli thought it was possible. 800 people were somewhere with little remote controls, like just.
I'm trying to root for for people to be employed. You say the computer. I worry for people. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Listen, I love that.
I think it'd be awesome. There were 800 people.
Eli was on the
100 people,
drill
yeah.
team in ROTC. He's used to people working together in unison and tandem
to
to make things work.
Intricate
but
designs and
yeah,
flipping around.
800. That would be
Can you
impossible.
imagine like they start like hitting each other and he's like, come on, bro, you're supposed to go left here.
Yeah. Come on, man. We practiced this already.
Well, you know what's funny about that? There is like a viral video going around social media where they do the Death Star and then they zoom in and there's like one little drone just gives up on life and just goes straight into the lake.
Oh, wow.
Dude, it's hilarious. It's like, whoop. It came from the bottom, so it looks like the Death Star pooped or something. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Well, if you or your drone are having suicidal thoughts, please contact
Please contact this message board at Duracell.
Well, look, speaking of the Death Star, it's massive in the show. It's about 213 feet tall and it towers over Spaceship
Oh, wow.
Earth.
Oh,
Much bigger than that.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah, wow.
It has an original soundtrack and it has an original song recorded by a full orchestra in addition to the arrangements of the music that goes with the characters that are portrayed. The Big Ben for the Peter Pan scene hits 328 feet, which surpasses the real Big Ben.
Wow.
So it's bigger than the Big Ben.
Yeah, that's one thing when you see the videos of it, because you don't really kind of get the scale of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're looking at a sky, so you don't really without something in the foreground, whatever for scale, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's
how big it is.
amazing. So speaking of that, the up house that they portray reaches 321 feet and equals up to 3.5 up houses stacked.
Wow,
That's how big it is. And it moves. It once it forms it just kind of drifts. It's awesome. Dumbo, when it flies up to 354 feet, which is the highest point in the show. So Dumbo takes off. And the last fact, number 7, it has a wide span. The show covers 524 feet, which is about 2.5 monorail trains long. That's how big of
Whoa.
a space it takes up in the sky. So it's a massive, massive show. You can see it almost anywhere.
that's
in that place.
impressive.
It's
That
great.
really is impressive.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend seeing this. And it's like even just for the Death Star scene alone, if you've seen video, there's like a point where the Death Star is rotating and then you hear the sounds of choo, 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 like they're attacking it. And then you see the lasers, like I guess there's a row of drones and they're making like the lasers look like it's hitting the Death Star.
Yeah.
And then Death Star is firing back with their green lasers.
Oh,
And
that's
then
cool.
You hear the line, it's like, all right, let's finish this and get out of here, kid. So he shoots and then it explodes and it just goes, just twinkles, dude. It's freaking awesome. Freaking awesome.
I am curious though, like what happens so if a drone has to plummet if it's malfunctioning and plummet, is it like a drone that
backup
you're in,
drone?
kid, get in there, like an understudy drone, if you will.
Get in there.
Yes.
Well, if it's anything like marching band, you just march that hole. So you just
Okay.
leave that hole there and then hopefully it's not as noticeable if one drone's gone.
Gotcha.
I don't think they have backup drones waking the wing, but I could be wrong. Maybe
All
they
right.
do.
No.
So they would like try to spell words and it just be like, "What? That word is not right." Like,
Yeah, the eye's not dotted. That's
Yeah,
weird.
that's weird.
Could be.
Okay.
So yeah, I recommend that.
Okay.
All right, so next one, Moana. We made it a point to check this out because it's one of the new things that opened since I was last been there. So we checked out Journey of Water and Spy Moana, and it was a nice, coolish spot to be in on a very hot day. The sun for a majority of our trip, as I might have mentioned, was brutal. It was beating down on us like a stepchild. It was just it was. But so Moana was a nice breather for that. It wasn't terribly busy, so we were able to walk right in, and the girls were able to play with exhibits and whatnot.
Cool.
Everything was working for the most part, except for one little curtain thingy, but the sensor might have been a little bit slow. Like you'd walk, there's like a curtain thing, which I think Rachel mentioned in her trip report. You walk through, it parts like Moses, and but then this one just kind of it part and then like slowly close. And so me and my daughters are kind of looking. It's like I wonder how long that's going to take. And eventually, and so once it closed, my daughter ran through it again, and then opened, and it slowly closed. It's like this is mesmerizing. This is crazy. But then there's more people that came, so we just left. But it's all good. The bathroom thing is weird. With all that water, it's like, yeah, I gotta use the bathroom. And so, of course, you have to get off the beaten path, and it feels like you're going backstage. You go through like this vegetation and take this little path, and there's a bathroom.
Okay.
It's a single bathroom for everybody, like one toilet.
Yes. Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is.
Whoa.
But it's just one stall.
One stall for what?
It's just
Moana
like
bathroom.
single family.
It's a single family bathroom.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's not fair to women that men have to use their same restroom.
That ain't fair.
Because
Especially in a theme park.
our aim is notoriously bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you have a wrong hot dog that day. That lady's not gonna want to be with you for a while.
But thankfully, it doesn't take long to get through because then you can hit the other bathrooms outside, which is what I ended up doing. I was like, I'm not waiting in this. We're leaving. And so I hit the ones
you liked
over.
it. You liked Journey of Water.
I liked it. I don't know if it'll be every time thing. I know during the summer, I would definitely walk through it because there is a lot of enough moisture to cool you off. And some shade and stuff. The highlights were the jumping fountains, so you could definitely cool off if you're skillful.
Mm-hmm.
And like young Kevin, when you go to Journey in Imagination and swat it at people, which is what I want to do my daughters, swat it and try to get everybody wet. You know, as it comes down in the arc, you go, wah! And then you get everybody wet. It's great. And then you walk off, and then, I did a little bit of that, but then I dried off in like 2 seconds later. I was like, oh, well, that relief didn't last too long.
And nobody whooped your ass. For I was just sitting here, and this idiot comes running along and swats the water.
I don't know. Maybe I influenced other kids to do it because I just left. I left that nugget in there's kids' brains, and what they did with that was up to them.
Inception.
That's right.
Yes.
So other kids got beat because they watched you.
Maybe.
Okay.
I will never know.
Grandma's like, why'd you hit me in the face?
I like to look in the future, so I never look back.
You might be crushing some other kid's future if they follow your lead. Yes, indeed.
All right. So the next highlight. Wait times. And so over the course of my trip, I feel like, and I don't know if y'all have heard anything or read anything or whatever, maybe Rachel heard stuff, but I feel like the wait times are inflated during the trips.
Definitely.
So much so that I feel like it was being used to control crowds.
Yeah, Rachel said that repeatedly, which called the wait time is supposed to say one thing, it's something else.
No, absolutely. And I don't know if it's true or not, but it's definitely plausible for me now given my experience. I mean, I would look on the app and I'd see wait times and think, hey, this one's 15 minutes or that one is 20. Let's go there. Or that one is 75 or 80, and yeah, we could save that one for later. But this is what I noticed during a very busy Memorial Day week at the end of May. I jotted this down because for some reason we were timing our waits in line. We just instinctively did it because we were just curious. It said 70 in the app for Remy. Only took us 30 minutes.
Wow.
60 minutes for Rise. Only took us 20.
Wow.
From the minute we entered to the minute we get to the first show scene.
What I'm curious about, Kevin,
yes,
because that's pretty intense. I would say that's bigger discrepancies than I've experienced recently. I wonder if they're still imagining that the DAS usage is as high as it was, but now they've implemented the new DAS changes, so there are less people in the lightning lane, and so the standby queues are going longer than they've been going shorter. I'm sorry, faster than they've been estimating because the DAS use is so much lower.
Wow.
that's possible. I mean,
that would really be
I wonder if they haven't adjusted it yet.
Damn.
well, good for me then. Because
good for you.
Good for you.
It said 55 for Pirates, and I got through there in 15. I was like, what?
Yeah, and good for
Yeah.
Disney for making that change.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's what it is.
On a match, it said 15, and I got through it in actually it changed to 30 and 45, which is what it was. It was a lot longer than I thought. But
yeah, sometimes you get lied to, and you got in the shorter line, and now you're waiting longer.
but Tomorrowland Speedway, 5 minutes. It was definitely 5 minutes.
Now, you think this might be attributed to the time that you went to each of these places? Like, it wasn't like at night.
I don't know. It could be. It just seemed because I mean the times and stuff. We had one park one day type tickets through the band, and so it was kind of limited what we did. Like Remy, I saved for the end of the day because if I'm going to wait 70 minutes, this would be my last thing. We go back to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that. Rise was like maybe that was midday, and Pirates was like mid afternoon. Haunted Mansion was like late morning. So it was like different times of the day. So I don't know how much it would have been affected. I thought it would have. Like Haunted Mansion, I was like, oh man, everybody's like going to the parade. I'll go there for 15 minutes. And it took me longer than I expected, which is okay. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It might. I haven't tested that piece of it because I only have like one sample size, but who knows?
Oh, how'd you like the Hatbox Ghost?
He looked cool. The placement's weird, but he looked cool. It was kind of neat to see him there.
Mhm.
And we saw him in Disneyland.
Yes.
And he works really well there.
Yes.
And he looks really cool here. It just, I don't know. It's the
out of
placement.
place.
It just feels weird to me. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense where it's at.
No, it doesn't. Fortunately, I don't really think most people are going to think about it that hard.
No, they're not. They're not. I mean, but I'll give it to him. It looks like the one in Disneyland. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
He does a little head disappearing trick and appears in the box, and it's awesome.
Cool. He belongs there.
He belongs there. Yeah, he's good.
Not there, but there.
In the Haunted Mansion.
In the Haunted Mansion, yes.
All right, nachos are on plates.
Nachos are on
then
plates.
this is okay. Wait a minute, guys. Nachos are on plates. That is Rachel's safe word. That means she has to go.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Nachos on the plate.
I feel like that's gonna stick. I feel like we're gonna.
That is definitely gonna stick.
Nachos are on the plate.
Next time one of us has to take that. Nachos on the plate.
Nachos on
Gotta
the
go to the
plate.
bathroom.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
All right. I gotta go.
All right.
Bye,
see you,
Rachel. You have a good
Rachel.
time.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so my next highlight, I just want to let everybody know the parade went well. And that
Good.
was the reason why I went. What happens is the high school bands usually do a pre-parade march through Frontierland and Main Street and stuff before the 3 o'clock parade. And so my daughter's high school band did it. Like I said, the sun was really potent that day during the entire trip for the most part. It was really, really, really brutal. And I felt bad for the band because their uniforms are primarily black. So, needless to say, what we had done is we caught them at the very beginning by Frontierland, and then we hoofed it through Adventureland, through the Emporium, all through there, and we got to the very end of the parade by the firehouse, and we caught them again. When we caught them by the end of the parade, everybody's like, oh, sweat. Just it was like Journey of Water. You know, they started the Journey of Water on Main Street at the end
Journey
of the
of
parade.
perspiration.
Yeah, Journey of perspiration. But the cool thing was that much like a majority of the New Orleans bands, they were all thinking, wait, that's it? After they had finished, because, you know, keep in mind, these kids are used to Mardi Gras parades, which are about usually 6 miles long, if not longer. And the Disney parade is like maybe a mile, maybe a little less than a mile. It's not even that long. And so by the time they start, they're done. And they're like, and thank goodness, because they were all freaking hot in those black uniforms. So that went well. Parade went well. I got to catch them. I did my support, yelled. It was awesome.
She saw you and everything.
Well, you know, she very, you know, like focused, like, you know, so
gotcha.
she was looking straight, but, you know, I was yelling, so I made sure she heard me.
Okay, well,
I have
that's
footage, and you can hear me going, yeah,
yeah. Okay.
She's like, Dad, I'm trying to keep time.
Yeah.
yeah. No, she's very, it's like drill. She's very intense. She's like, ooh, you know,
No, I feel
focus
that.
going, trying to keep the ranks and stuff.
I feel that because that's always the thing, though, right? Because you want to make sure that even if the kids doing their thing, that you're like, hey, I saw you when you did said object, so that way they can't be like, you know, I didn't see you there, because that would be the one time she looks up like, I was looking at me like I was hoofing it to Frontierland for you, baby.
That's right. Oh man, I'm sure she heard me. If she didn't hear me, then she's deaf. But
I
tell
believe
you what, no, she heard me.
Either she's focused.
She's
She's
so
focused, but I know she heard me.
Did you do that like when you went to the circus and the acrobats were going across the tight wire? You're like, wait, hey, dude, you're doing good. Keep it up. Just to try and get their attention. So
No, it was more like if they twitched, I'd be like, oh my God.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Oh,
That didn't help, needless to say.
never helped.
Anyway, so that's that highlight. I like
Okay.
that. So I want to get to this highlight. It's about food.
Food, of course.
Had a lot good food experiences, and I'd like to present in this segment the MOWican 5+4 of food eaten in Walt Disney World on my trip.
5+4
5+4
now.
5+4, yes.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's a
We'll run
lot
through
of
this.
math going on.
Yeah, I was gonna
A
say.
lot of math. So 9. It's 9. But there's 9 things that I thought were very, very good for people to know and for you guys to take note of, because it was freaking delicious.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, no,
You just stop
that'd be
at
too
9.
many.
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
thing
9.
is nachos on the plate.
No, and there's not nachos on the
thing.
plate.
Yeah,
You have to go?
No, I just
So the first thing I want to mention, you guys know if you listen to the show, I love the cronut.
Yes.
Croissant donut has been in existence. Kind of hard to find nowadays, but I found a nice replacement for it.
Oh.
At one of the places I stayed during my trip was a Disney Riviera Resort, and they have a little cafe called the Primo Piatto Cafe. Primo Piatto, first plate.
Primo Piatto.
Primo Piatto.
Okay.
And they have the croissant muffin.
croissant
Ooh.
muffin.
Think of a muffin, but made out of croissant dough, and then topped with
Nice.
chocolate and syrup and caramel, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Freaking awesome.
That would have been good enough without all the chocolate. and
You're
syrup.
right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But man, this was really good. I think I got one of those every day I was there.
So it's like a flaky muffin.
It was a flaky muffin.
Dude, you know what?
Flaky
That
muffin.
describes Kevin in 2 words, flaky muffin.
Flaky muffin.
He is
muffin.
he's our little flaky muffin.
Flaky
Flaky muffin.
muffin.
Not flaky in a bad sense. Just
No.
flaky.
No,
Just-
just
I'm light. I'm airy. I'm
Yeah.
Okay, just
exactly.
get a little peel.
Yes.
Like
I
flick
melt
it.
in your mouth, not in your hands.
That's a good band name. Come to the
Flaky muffin.
stage. Flaky
Flaky
muffin.
muffin.
Give it to him. Give one more time, Flaky muffin. One
Could
more
be my
time.
stripper name.
Well, there you go. Huh?
Thunder Down Under featuring Flaky Muffin.
Woo! Watch out.
maybe fluffy muffin.
Fluffy
I like Fluffy Muffin.
Fluffy muffin
I
would
can
work
own
better for
Fluffy
you.
Muffin. I
Yeah.
did that.
You.
Hug me.
Yeah.
So the next thing I want to bring you guys' attention to is over at the Whispering Canyon Cafe at Disney's Wilderness Lodge.
Oh,
I
I
had
love
breakfast
that
there one
place.
day.
Yeah.
And I discovered the Western Style Benedict. You know, eggs Benedict, that traditional dish. It's
Sure.
got the eggs, the English muffin.
What's Western
That's
like? It's like
got bacon on it or something.
Well, here you go. So it's got the poached egg. Great. Yeah, it's just like Eggs Benedict. But what makes it Western, it has a smoked brisket.
Ooh,
instead of the ham. And dude, and that brisket is moist and tender and just, you cut it with a fork. It's beautiful.
It's a thick cut of meat?
It's a thick cut of meat,
They
too.
try to rip
Actually,
you
I guess it's 2 or 3 slices they shoved on this charred biscuit. So that's the base. It's not a muffin, but it's a charred biscuit in this case. So that's another one that makes it Western.
That's a hearty breakfast.
So yeah, dude, it was awesome. And then they stick a pickled onion there, and they got some barbecue spiced hollandaise. Freaking amazing. $16. And I was like, happy as can be. It had like the fries,
nice
home fries and stuff. But if I go eat there for breakfast, I am getting the Western Style Benedict.
That's your go-to.
That is my go-to because that was. I mean, you usually go there for the skillets, right?
Yeah,
you get the all-you-can-eat skillets. I'm like, maybe I can do that, and I can save some lunch. I'm like, oh man, I think this Benedict, the brisket's really calling my name.
Yeah,
and I'm so glad I called it.
Good for you.
Yeah,
dude,
you would
probably dig it, man.
I'm digging your description of it.
I know you like brisket, but this blew me away.
I was like,
are they still doing the shtick over there?
Ketchup?
Yep.
Yeah, my kids loved it. I mean, they didn't ask for ketchup, but we had tables around us, and they had one guy, well, their table's like, yeah, I just don't participate in things like that. I'm not doing that. But the rest of his family's like, ketchup! And so they all just descended on him. It was funny. But, yeah,
good.
Waitresses were, the wait staff was engaging. It was very funny.
Did he also have a shirt with Grumpy on it or something?
I didn't.
Darth Vader.
So here's the thing. So I'm trying to teach my youngest not to be overly nosy. Because, I mean, most of the time she'll just turn and look.
It's called inquisitive.
But as a
Very
kid,
inquisitive.
you can get away with it if you're a kid.
Yeah, but, I'm teaching her artist subtleties. Like, just kind of lean in and listen. So that's what I was doing. We're just like, because they were right next to it.
Check your mirrors all the time.
Yeah, just like
check your mirrors.
See what's going on.
And
But no, my kid's just like,
always check your pants.
Right.
All the time. Flaky muffin.
Flaky muffin. That's right. The character meals, as Rachel might have mentioned, are super freaking expensive. That's my discovery, and it's maybe not a positive highlight, but it's like, damn.
Is that
no? It's really kind of going crazy.
Yeah, it's not $60 a person.
When was this one at?
This one was at the Crystal Palace because my girls like the Crystal Palace.
Well, that's
apparently.
fancy pants stuff, right?
I don't know if it's fancy.
No,
pants
the Crystal
stuff.
Palace is not fancy.
I mean, you pay
looks
for the
fancy.
characters.
It's a buffet.
Yeah, it's a Winnie the Pooh. You're right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's nice to play. It's good. My kids really like eating there.
Okay.
The peel and eat shrimp is awesome. I tried the gumbo and the shrimp etouffee there, so I was kind of surprised that they had that.
They
on
had
the
kale
buffet.
in it?
They didn't have kale. At least not that I saw.
Okay.
The gumbo was but
How was the nachos on the plate?
do you have to go?
You tell him, Fluffy Buffy.
Oh, this is staying.
Yes.
But my middle child discovered shrimp etouffee, and she really liked it there. And
Wait, she discovered shrimp etouffee in Disney World?
Well, no, she discovered that she likes shrimp etouffee. She's had shrimp etouffee before, but for some reason there, she really, really liked it. So now
Wow.
she's sold on it. I was like, well, great. When we go home, we can get more of it. Because she's had it before, and she's always been like,
Disney World makes good shrimp etouffee. You serious?
That one was actually decent. I'm not going to say it
Really?
was awesome, but I was like, okay, this is acceptable.
I didn't know Crystal Palace did that.
I didn't know that either. And I saw it and I'm like, I looked at, because it's right next to the meat carving station. You got like the soups, I guess, would normally be soups.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got like the other meals. So they had the gumbo at the soup section and they had shrimp etouffee right there. I'm like, shrimp etouffee, what the hell? So I got it, tried it, because I should.
Why
I should
not?
try it. Why not? And
Yeah.
it was okay.
I'd have been all over the gumbo too.
That
Just to try
it
that.
doesn't sound like a ringing endorsement.
It's not a ring endorsement, but it's not. It doesn't suck for where it is and who made it and what it is.
It's okay.
It's a nice attempt.
Maybe not spicy enough.
No, I could probably use a little bit more spicy.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
but
just
it's not bad.
you spoiled. But I was gonna
I am
ask,
spoiled. You're right.
who are the characters that appeared?
Oh, this is Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, the Winnie Pooh. So
That's
it's Winnie
it?
Pooh,
Yeah,
Piglet, Eeyore.
Tigger. It's generally Eeyore, Pooh, Piglet,
Those are the three we
Rabbit,
saw, yeah.
and Tigger. Right? Did I
Yeah,
say-
Tigger. Yeah, you said Tigger. You're
Okay,
right.
so
But I saw only 3. It was Tigger, Pooh, and Piglet. Those are the 3 we got pictures with.
okay.
Okay.
I think Rabbit was sick or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I just
Huss and Pfeffer.
poor
just because you were
Rabbit.
just like, oh man, this was very expensive for the character. So I didn't know if you had a great or bad experience with the characters to just call out
No,
the price.
it was
'Cause that's-
good.
Crystal Palace was nice. When
expensive.
we went, like Eeyore was like Anna had like a Eeyore scrunchie. And as soon as Eeyore saw that, man, he went nuts.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
they say nothing makes Eeyore happy. Always gloomy, always sad. No, as soon as he saw that, he was flipping that over on his scrunchie. Yeah.
That's funny that you say that. It's because like as Eeyore was leaving, my kids turned around and was like, "Hey, why does his tail look like a different color?" And so I explained to him. I was like, "Well, he's like pinned the tail on a donkey, literally." And that's probably why he's so sad because somebody keeps pinning a that tail on his butt. I mean, think about how you get pinned in the butt with a tail. That wouldn't be too comfortable, huh?
Yeah, that would hurt.
Nachos on the plate. Nachos
On the plate.
That sounds like an emergency.
yeah, get out of this.
out
of this.
Yeah,
really
that's it.
quickly.
Yes. Anyway, all right. So moving on.
That's funny.
We ate at San Angelian. Over in Mexico. It's that restaurant that's right on the water.
Oh, dude, yeah, okay.
I hadn't been there in a long time.
I've only been there once. I've always wanted to eat there, but the menu never really quite pans out.
Yeah, the menu's okay. It's not too bad. It's still, the food's decent. It's pretty good. It's nice. I had the fish tacos. It's fish tacos.
Yeah, it didn't call to you.
But what was awesome, the reason why I bring up this restaurant is because of a signature drink that I had that will now be part of my World Showcase list, along with the orange Grand Marnier slushy, all the other drinks and stuff. But it is the La Cava Avocado that I had one meal. And
I've heard of this. Wait.
yes, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this drink was freaking awesome, man. So it was basically, the menu calls for tequila, fresh avocado, melon liqueur, orange liqueur, agave nectar, lime, ice, and hibiscus salt. You blend it all together and it's like this smooth smoothie type of alcoholic drink. You rim it with some kind of hibiscus salt on it, which has like a little spice, almost kind of tahinish. And dude, it's freaking badass. I would drink a ton of those if I could.
It doesn't sound like necessarily delicious, but it sounds intriguing.
It is.
So I bet you that's part of the allure of it.
It probably is. Yeah, because it comes out green too. You see it green, it's like, And then I started drinking it and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty damn freaking good.
Cool.
So yeah, that's a drink. La Cava Avocado. Kevin endorsed. I love it.
And that's not at La Cava itself. It's
at La Cava.
It is at La Cava.
You can find it in any of the I looked it up because I wanted to make sure before I said it, but you can find it at various eating areas in Mexico. So you can get it at La Cava. You can get it at San Angelo, and you can get it at La Hacienda too.
Yeah. Sometimes you get over there only so often, so you always try your favorite, but you try something different that you hadn't had before, and it just changes your life because you didn't even know you liked it.
Yeah. I didn't know I was going to like it. I said, hey, this looks interesting. It looks cool. But I tasted it and I was like, I need more of this in my life.
Right, you do.
It was delicious. It was delicious.
That. You get that.
The next thing in the food is Sanaa. My kids apparently, I discovered, love Sanaa. Had no idea that they love Sanaa so much because there's like one day where it's like, I don't have anything booked. What do you want to eat? It's like, oh, let's go to that place with the bread, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Sanaa? I was like, yeah, is that with the animals? I'm like, yeah. I was like, okay. So I looked up. I was able to find a reservation for lunch and we went and ate. And they loved it. I was like, what? You must be getting older and your taste buds are maturing because this is awesome.
Yes. I can see that because Sanaa's that place I book every trip but never go to. I always end up canceling it by the time the trip is over. One of these days.
Yeah. One of these days. Maybe whenever we get back down there, we can make a point. Even if we do Universal, we'll drive over and make it a point to hit that.
I want to do that because the bread service is legendary.
Oh, man. Oh, God. And the non-bread was incredible. So soft and fluffy and delicate and subtle.
Oh,
so
fluffy
sexy.
little muffin you.
Like a muffin.
Not as fluffy as me.
No.
But, it was still pretty damn delicious.
There you go.
So I tried the frozen Karen over in Japan, as Rachel's mentioned.
Okay. And?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah, I kind of wish Rachel was on this for this because I know she's the one that turned me on to it. But I think in my head, and actually I got to meet up, if you remember Kevin of Free the Three Kevin, back in the days when we had the Free the Three fast passes. He happened to be in the park the same day, so we met up. It's like,
awesome.
Hey, I want to try this frozen Karen in Japan. Where are you at? He's like, oh, I'm in Germany. I was like, let's go. It's me.
Let's go.
So we met. He found the place where they had the frozen Karen. I met him there.
Mm-hmm.
We got it. He bought me one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And I tasted it, and I was like, okay, it's a beer. It's a beer with frozen beer on top. So I guess in my mind, and I was talking to him about it, I was like, what am I kind of underwhelmed about this? He's like, well, I guess I was thinking butter beer. So maybe I was thinking I was getting ready for something sweet in my mind with the frozen toppings or whatever. But it literally is, you take a cold beer, and you stick frozen beer on top, and then that's it.
Okay.
Real cold beer.
So it looks cool. I'm sure in a hot day like I had all week, it would have been great. But
it's worth a shot.
It's worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was there with you guys, we'd get it. I'd do it again just to
I would
try
do
it
it
with
for
you
the
guys.
fun of it. Yes, of course.
Especially if it's hot.
Yeah.
In Disney Springs, we discovered this little booth that sells flavored marshmallows. It's called Wonder Maid. Right next to the little dog hut where you can buy dog stuff. Wonder Maid, yeah, it's the brand. And you got salted caramel, s'more, you got mosa, you got liquored up marshmallows and stuff. And so we discovered this by chance because we were leaving. We bought something at the dog hut for like our dog, and we walked by it, and the lady said something, and she's like, I don't know, try one. I'm like, sure. So we walked in, tried like the salted caramel marshmallow, and it was freaking delicious. apparently they sell out of the country. So, but they happen to have a booth there, and so if you happen to be there in Disney Springs, that's not a bad marshmallow.
Not a bad.
If you like marshmallows, yes, not a bad marshmallow. Now, also in Disney Springs, we went to the Daily Poutine. Okay, and I got to tell everybody, poutine basically is fries, gravy, cheese curds, basically. But they do different flavor poutine.
Messy fries is really
Yes, it's basically messy fries. But this one I like, which I think as a kid say slaps. It is the
What are the kids saying?
They say that this. I'll say it like this: the Korean barbecue poutine from the Daily Poutine in Disney Springs slaps. It's supposed to be a good thing.
That's a good thing.
I guess it's like a short. I guess it's like kind of like slap your mama, but it just say slaps.
Slaps is never anything good that follows after the word slaps.
So when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, that was a good thing.
Well, that's different. No,
this is bad slap.
That's a bad slap.
Bad slap.
No, we're talking like slap. This food's so good, makes you want to slap your mama, which is not a good thing.
No.
But that just means the food's good. It's like
slaps.
bad good.
Bad is good.
I've never been like, man, cook, come here. I want to tell you something. This food is so good. Slap!
You should have slapped that one guy when we went to eat at the place the other day.
I almost did, but that we worked.
He was slaps bad.
No, like we walked into the restaurant and it was me and Eli and Eddie and Anna and Lil, and we walk in there and it was like 20, 25 minutes before closing, and the cook in the back just had a visceral reaction to us walking in. It was
Lord.
like, and he's just going off. And I stared right at him as he was doing it, and he kept doing it. And finally I just said, that's it, let's go.
Right.
And I pulled everyone in, and the staff were like, whoa, wait, where are y'all going? Why y'all doing this? And we're like, that dude right over there, and I pointed right at him, is acting like we're inconveniencing y'all by being here. We're all giving y'all business. We're getting off topic.
Yeah,
but the point of the matter is that,
he also slapped him.
They kissed our ass and like, no, you come. And the guy came to the table and apologized, and I gave him a $20 bill and said, that took a lot of guts. Yeah. Thank you for being cool. I've had jobs before, but can't do that.
You can't do that.
But
no,
which one is it? Slaps what? Like, I guess that's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
it just slapped. It was good. It was freaking awesome. It's basically French fries, Asian barbecued pulled pork, which was great. Kimchi and sriracha aioli on top, dude. And let me tell you, you think normal poutine, the gravy, it's kind of thick, heavy.
Right.
This one with the kimchi was just, it was a chef's kiss, dude.
I love
beautiful.
kimchi.
It was great on this poutine, man. You might like this Korean barbecue poutine. I love French fries, but this was like a whole nother thing.
It's just because, like you said, that combination is usually just so heavy.
That
you feel like your heart's stopping.
This didn't feel that heavy.
Okay,
which was amazed me. I was like, this is great.
That's a good sign. Very good. Slaps sign. Really good.
It slaps. It does.
Okay.
And the last thing, this is the number 9 under food. It's
nachos on the plate.
Nachos.
Oh, do you have to go?
Plate.
Yeah, I actually do. They actually.
Oh no, it's on the heater. Yes. Oh, the heater's on the heater.
Oh shoot.
He's got to fix the heaters, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so the last thing on food, we're going to talk about pretzels real quick. Okay. All right. Run it down. Pretzels. Baseline pretzel. Good. Very good. My daughters loved it.
Baseline good.
Mickey shaped pretzel. Bad. Way too salty.
Too salty.
And my middle child was like, damn, this is too much salt. The baseline one's better.
The baseline pretzel is really, really good, but I've never had a bad Mickey pretzel. That's disturbing to hear.
It's just very salty.
Wow.
Like so much salt. It's just like, I don't know. Since we got one and I was like, oh, you're just maybe you're exaggerating. So I tasted them like, ooh. And it's that big rock salt too. So we were like, that's what we determined Mickey shaped pretzel bad. However, jalapeno cheese pretzel.
Good.
Still practically perfect in every way.
Oh.
So it slaps.
It slaps. That's right. That would slap.
That slaps.
So yeah, that's the pretzel that ends my food experience on this past trip. And the last point I'm going to make, last highlight of my trip report, is all about, this is great daughter bonding time.
Okay.
I've always wanted to go on a trip. Always thought to myself, I'll travel each one of them separately. But it just so happens it was just me and my daughters down in Walt Disney World for the first time ever.
And this is like a dream because daddy and daughter.
Yeah, daddy daughter. It was great. I hadn't had a chance to do really a daddy daughter thing. We used to do that often before the lockdown and stuff. And then just, finances and stuff just kept us from doing it. We just do other stuff. But this was cool to do it in Walt Disney World. And so I learned some things, and I'm just going to put it out there just to, just keep it from memory. My oldest really loves Winnie the Pooh. I didn't know that until we ate at Crystal Palace, and she just blew it up about Winnie the Pooh. She's got Winnie the Pooh ears, all kind of Winnie the Pooh stuff. And she was a big fan. Big fan.
And you never knew that until that moment?
I knew she liked it, but I didn't know the extent of her passion for Winnie the Pooh
Oh, okay.
until that point. So it was kind of neat to actually see it, so it was kind of cool.
Which is funny because if you told me what Disney character is Kevin most like, I would say Winnie the Pooh.
Maybe that's why she likes it so much.
Maybe so.
There you go. That's awesome.
Speaking of which, what would you say, what Disney character is Eli most like?
Eli most like?
Yeah.
I
go with Goofy.
I always had the Goofy hat.
Yeah.
You always did have the Goofy hat.
Yeah, he's more of a Goofy guy to me.
I am tall and I do get the ladies. So, there's...
But there's a Wreck-It Ralph-ish quality to you as well.
You know what? You're right. There is a Wreck-It
he's
Ralph-ish.
got the buffness to be able to do kind of stuff that Wreck-It Ralph does, but he also has the vulnerability.
He's a bad guy, but he's not
that doesn't mean he's a bad guy. Yeah. So, my youngest is on the road to recovery with her enjoyment of roller coasters. And she wanted me to add, because I was typing this and they were over my shoulder. She wanted me to add that she really loves Pua, Jack, and Bruni.
I don't know Bruni.
That was the little lizard from Frozen 2. I didn't remember Bruni either, but she brought it up. I was like, who the hell's Bruni?
Yeah, I don't
Who's
know.
Lizard from Frozen 2?
I've only seen Frozen 2 once.
Yeah, same here, and I don't remember it. But they listen to music all the time. But the most important piece is that she's on the road to recovery to her enjoyment of roller coasters. And this is what I mean. Maybe 2 years ago, I did a trip report where I just absolutely...
Cosmic Rewind.
Yes, thank you. Cosmic Rewind.
I remember.
I convinced her to go on it, and then she hated me for the rest of her life. Because of Cosmic. It's like, you lied to me. I'm never going on another roller coaster again.
You suck, Dad. Mama's so much better than you.
That's right.
She loved me.
So me and the middle child, we convinced her to go on Barnstormer, Goofy's Barnstormer. And she wrote it, and she's like, oh, this is great. I love it. Let's do it again. So we went on again. And she still loved it. It was great. It was awesome. So I'm like, all right, so let's do Mine Train. It's like, oh, hold on. Let's take it back. I'll get there, but let's take it back. We'll get there eventually. But I like Barnstormer. I was like, all right, I'll take that. That's because, I always talk about on this show, there's levels to the roller coasters. You have your beginner, intermediate, and then you have the big guys like Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, all that kind of stuff. So we're getting her there. We're getting her back on the right track. And not just throwing in a deep end in a Cosmic Rewind.
Okay.
So that's on the men. So that's good. So hopefully maybe in the next trip report, I'll say, hey, she rode Mine Train. So we're getting there. And the last one, middle child likes seeing how the magic is made. I didn't know that. And I discovered this because we were going through Mickey's Runaway Railway. I know she was turning backwards. And she was looking like we get to the scene where it changes into water and stuff and everything. You go under sea.
Yeah.
And you enter the jungle scene and you do ride the rapids and all of a sudden you're underwater. And I noticed her in a lot of attractions do this, but she would turn around and look and just to see how things are made. And I was like, what are you doing, baby? She's like, oh, I like to see it change. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Naturally inquisitive.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
awesome.
I love it. And she wanted me to add, because she was over on my shoulder while I was doing the notes, she really loves Stitch.
Good for her.
So I'm saying that out for her.
I'm with her.
Take her to Polynesia next time.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Yeah. She got the lounge fly, the ears, the necklace, all that kind of stuff. It was crazy.
That's cool.
But yeah, it was a great daughter bonding experience, man. I'm glad to be able to do that. Of course, we missed my wife being there, but this was kind of nice to have.
Sure.
Yeah, so it was great. So overall, man, it was a great trip, and I discovered that if done correctly, for me, I can still make that drive down there by myself, which is kind of empowering for me to do because I used to be able to do that. And as of late, I'd be like too tired, so I'd switch off with a wife. Maybe using the wife as a crutch would kind of, soften me. But because I used to make that drive easily on my own, it was no problem. But it's nice to know that I can still do that.
I like to hearing that you've learned that you can function without your wife.
It's important, and I can
drive without her.
Yes.
You can go to vacation without her.
I can,
life wouldn't be so bad if that wasn't around, right?
That's right. That's right.
But he can take care. He can take care of the daughter.
Don't worry, guys. Val doesn't listen.
No. Oh no, that's the thing. It's like I can do things on my own, but I choose to be where they're to do them with. It's like I don't depend on her to do things with. You know what I mean? It's like
I'm the same
I
way.
want her to join me on this journey. I don't need her on the journey, but I want her to be with me.
You
on
want
this
her to be
journey.
there, but if she's not there, you'll
I'm still
compensate.
good. Yeah. And that was good to remind myself that I could do that.
Yes.
That was very nice. And we had a blast. It was awesome.
That slaps.
So that slaps.
Yes.
That slaps.
Look, there's always a point in every Disney vacation that we go on to where me and Lily separate from Anna and Anna stays in the room. Anna just needs some Anna time, nachos on the plate, if you will. And so Lily and I will go out and exploring and we'll have a great time. And those are special moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're the focal point of their attention.
Yeah, you can show them stuff. You don't have to worry about the distraction. I did the same thing. I took my daughter when she was younger, and it was just us that went. And Sam's mom and like nobody else, just us. Well, I went with Alonsis, of course, but that's still a memory that You can't beat that. So yeah, and you got some good blackmail material.
There you go.
For when they start dating, because I'm gonna tell you, everybody will listen. If your daughter likes that boy that you don't like, you tell the girl, look, you'll listen to me. I'm gonna show this boyfriend a picture of you at Bibbidi Boppity Boutique. Watch yourself. I ain't playing.
Bibbidi bobbidi, oh no.
Oh no.
He does that a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So one last honorable mention real quick. This is very short. But I'm curious to know, like when you're in a queue line and you're standing in line, you know, front to back, what's up with people getting right up on your ass while you're in line?
Pheromones, baby.
I don't know.
Whoa.
I'm talking about like, personal space be damned. I turn around, there's somebody like, whoa, right there.
Like right on you?
Yeah, like you
like
just step
a
up in line.
grown person or a
grown
kid?
person. No, a
Okay.
kid. I could accept it if it was a kid. You're
Yeah.
not paying attention. They just run into you and accidentally. But you turn around, there's an adult there. It's like, hey,
Oh.
you're little too close.
A little too close.
Nachos on the plate.
Nachos, yeah, that's right. Nachos are
Right. No, I've never had that experience.
Yeah, I've
It
never-
might be a new thing. I don't know.
I've had people run into me with strollers a lot. I've had kids bump into me a lot in line or knock into you, but I've never had an adult get that close to me.
It happened often. I was like,
There's
this
something
is
about
weird.
you, though, that attracts that kind of a thing.
maybe
That's
it's
fair.
Gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I remember when
I
we were
never had
walking
that.
through the fast pass lane, and the guy over
Hans
at
Gruber dude?
at
Hans Gruber?
Raider Springs
The
Racers,
Racers, yeah.
grabbed Kevin's leg and was like, "How did you get up there?"
Yeah.
Of all the people, he went for Kevin.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I
true.
guess.
Something about you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's cosmic. Maybe it is a gravitational pull.
It could be.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson has papers on me about my cosmic pull.
You might just be a safer bet for somebody to run up on.
Or maybe I have a pretty mouth.
I'm just saying, yeah, they might say, "Oh, we're doing stuff," and then like you just like you give off that festive vibe, right? Like
That pheromone.
Yeah, you're there, right? And you got like you're in all your Disney gear, or you got your like fun shorts on, so maybe they
fun
just like,
shorts.
yeah,
This
it's like,
happened to you more than once.
It did.
Really?
Like Rise of Resistance, freaking Haunted Mansion. Just
Okay, now Haunted Mansion. Okay, when you get in the stretching room,
well, that's
I get.
different. That's different.
okay, so it was.
This is
before
like in the nut to butt queue lines where you're going the switchbacks and stuff. It happened often.
So they weren't paying attention.
Did you ever look back to see if it was always the same person? Maybe they were following you throughout the park.
No,
or
I never
something?
did.
Did you check your
Well,
wireless?
then there you go.
No, I kept it in the front. I made sure I put my backpack on the back to at least afford me some space. So I slung my backpack back there, and so if you got a little too close, I actually turned. So maybe I whacked him or something. I don't know.
Hey, I never had that happen, but of course I yell at people too. So
Yeah.
that's fair.
Anyway, I didn't know if that was a thing now. I don't know if everybody else has experienced that, but I thought that was weird. That's the first time that's ever happened to me in line. So who knows? Maybe it's a trend. Maybe we'll figure it out.
Maybe you ate something that
not.
was so good and then they just were smelling the food on you.
Oh, that is true. They could have been smelling that cronut or that cronut muffin
that cronut
on
muffin,
you
yeah.
and
Be
just
like,
been like,
"Ooh,
They like my cronut
That's
muffin.
good.
where does this dude eat at?
I want
I want to know more about this dude.
Yeah.
Oh, break the
Nachos
ice.
on a plate. So, y'all, that's my trip, man. That's the highlights from a trip. I just wanted to bring forth to the table to present to you guys, and hopefully, you can do some of those things next time you're down there.
Definitely.
Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed that trip report from my last trip. If you want to learn more about us, go to magicourway.com. There you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, if you want to get in touch with us to ask us any questions or make any comments on the stuff that we have presented to you guys, you can do so through the following ways. First of all, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or text us at 1-815-MOWican. That is 1-815
MOWican.
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of people that do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli, does things with comics. Eli, what you got?
Yeah, sir. As always, appreciate the support. You can pay me a visit at www.ivorycomics.com. We see everything that I've worked on, fully colored pages. The only ad form is for the Magic Our Way podcast. That work includes Project Geisha, Savages, and the Molly Be Damned. Also, there's interviews and blog posts in the website. And of course, there's a link to the Magic Our Way podcast. You never miss a beat. You never miss an episode. You never miss out on what replaced Kevin's Cronut.
That's right. You
Yes,
need
right.
to know these things.
You need to know these things. That's right. Flake and Buffett. You just don't, you got to have all that synergy for that. So, as always, appreciate the support when you visit ivorycomics.com. On social media, Facebook, I can be found under Eli H. Ivory. As long as you're a real person, it's a pleasure to meet you. If you're a bot, nachos on the plate. I won't not do with you. Don't let it fool you, Sky.
Act like a fool with your nachos on the plate.
That's right. I was hoping people were working the drones thing just so I don't have to have bots around. It ain't cute. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. But as always, yes, I did. If you also go on Facebook, you can see the Project Geisha fan page. So, of course, Facebook.com/Project Geisha. Also, on Instagram, posting up the hearts and the likes and sharing the stories and seeing what everybody else does. EIV504 is where you can find me there. And of course, on X, I can be found at Hancock10166. So, yes, if you appreciate the madness, you're just bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And if you want to book a vacation and head down to Walt Disney World so you too can see 800 people control some drones. Ooh. And or enjoy a flicky muffin. Sounds like a party.
Should let you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, she can help you do it. Rachel, tell them how to do this.
I would be honored to help your family book your vacation to Disney destinations, Universal, cruise lines, and major hotel brands around the world. Booking with me is at no extra cost to you. The cost of a travel agent is built into the cost of your vacation, whether you use one or not. And when you book with me, a little bit of your trip comes back to support the podcast and the fan community here at Magic Our Way. You can reach me at Rachel, Rachel, at magicourway.com, or you can find me at R, the letter R, Family Magic, so Our Family Magic, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also give me a call or a text. My phone number is 978-432-WISH. Reach out today and let's make some magic with your family vacation.
So if y'all want to access all the information we just mentioned, go to magicourway.com/about us. Also, if you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, go to patreon.com/magicourway. There you'll find 6 awesome tiers to support this show. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. And the easiest way to support us, and it only costs a minute or so of your time, is to leave a rating and a review in Apple Podcasts and or wherever you access our show, whether it is YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, etc. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome in the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So we say Kwaherini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
All right, nachos are on plates.
And you are. Bye!